Oh, it's fantastic. Obviously, 2011 in New Zealand, I think children, they love to watch the big events and get inspired by them, and that's the reason they take up sports. The reason I first got into sports. So, 2015, obviously the World Cup comes to England. I know Land Rover puts a lot of money into grassroots rugby and the sport for kids, which is where the next players come from, not just at our level internationally, but just throughout the game. So, fantastic. And obviously, the Sevens as well, 2016. Rugby goes into the Olympics. That's also huge. Land Rover involved in the next two World Cups. Fantastic. They've been obviously involved with the England team for nearly 10 years now. I've been driving one for nearly that long as well. So it's just a good fit, and that's good news. Obviously 2015 in the UK as well. It'll be fantastic. We're improving game by game. Now, not every game you get a performance like Australia, or a match even like Australia, because it was a really exhilarating test match to play. But that's what we try and do. We play South Africa this week. That'll be another intense affair, and it's another layer of experience for some of these young players. It's the first time some of them will have played South Africa. Always very, very physically tough team, and that's the joy of Test match rugby. We'll bring our best, they bring their best, and we see who's the best team on Saturday. Well, we'll see things in terms of how we're playing at the moment. The way we're playing is what we think is best suit the team we've got, and trying to win the games. So that's the joy of it. Things move very quickly as teams see what you do. They try and counter it. You've got to try and change. We'll do the same with them. A lot of it's about execution, how well you do it on the day and with what intensity. The World Cup's still a year away. The game's changed a heck of a lot in a year. I think in the right way. There's been some very exciting test matches in the last 12 months, and hopefully it'll continue that way. We've got a lot of pace in our team throughout. A lot of guys who can play rugby with the ball in their hands and run around, and you can see the difference that makes. Yeah, I think as we went out of 03 into 07, World Cups prove, and these games we're playing this autumn prove, you get it right on the day, anyone can have a chance. New Zealand were in great form into 07. They got it wrong for maybe 40 minutes and they lose. So that's the beauty of knockout rugby. When you're in there, anyone can have a chance. And what we're seeing now is Fiji nearly beat South Africa last year, who were the champions. England nearly got beaten by Samoa. I think more than ever, anything can happen on any given day. And Argentina were third in the world. Who would have thought that before? So it's not predictable now. I think the upsets can happen in Rugby World Cups. Yeah, I played in New Zealand for 18 months when I was 19 and 20, and lived down there. And it's probably the most intense rugby country, so they'll be massively up for the tournament. But it'll be big, it'll be huge. It'll be the only news there for 7-8 weeks. Obviously they'll want their home team to win, and it should be a great tournament. It's a lovely country. As I say, they're madly passionate about their rugby, and it'll be a great event, I think. The Australians, they're always very, very smart rugby players. If you switch off against them, they'll hurt you. Very, very skillful, very quick, very smart team. So always a big challenge to play the Aussies. That English-Aussie rivalry is always there as well, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, France, things change in rugby and they probably become a little bit more sort of, the global game gets more similar, but France is still France. They can turn up and beat anyone on the day, and they can also turn up occasionally and not produce. So that makes them very volatile, very dangerous. Whoever we play with England, it always seems it's a big game, and England-France has got a lot of history outside of rugby, never mind in rugby, but in rugby it's always been a huge game, and as an England player, probably the game of the Six Nations, really. An Irish team the last 5 or 6 years, probably the best one they've ever had consistently. A lot of world-class players. Not quite produced in the World Cups like they want to, but won a Grand Slam, so still one of the top teams.